Today we bring the third Agroecological Market Systems Expo under the theme Advancing Agroecological Entrepreneurship and Synergies for Market Development. With us here, we have so many actors, especially those in the agroecology entrepreneurship and market chain. We have the agroecology entrepreneurs, including the agro-processors, the financial institutions, the input dealers, participatory guarantee systems farmer groups, farmers themselves, as well as territorial market actors and online actors.
Distinguished guests, our dear exhibitors, partners, all agroecological promoters and champions, the value chain and development business actors, and all stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen, I want to sincerely appreciate you for choosing and accepting to be with us today. It's with great pleasure and honor that I welcome you all to the third National Agroecological Market Expo. Today, we gather to celebrate not just the process of agroecology in Uganda, but to focus on a critical element of its success, which is market systems and the power of entrepreneurship to sustain it. This year's theme is Strengthening Partnership for Sustainable Agroecological Entrepreneurships and Market Development. Perfectly captures the essence of our mission as Pelham Uganda. As we work together to advance agroecology, it's vital that we also foster strong partnerships that can support sustainable, fair, and resilient market systems. These are the very foundations upon which agroecology entrepreneurs can thrive and in turn transform our communities and the national economy at large. Each time the president is talking, he asks us, what is your contribution towards GDP? We believe this is the way for us to go, and this is our humble contribution towards that. At Pelham Uganda, we believe that agroecology is not only about farming methods. It's about building an ecosystem that supports farmers, processors, distributors, and consumers through practices that are economically viable, socially just, and environmentally sound. The success of agroecology depends on the entrepreneurship spirit of the individuals and the market access we create for our produce. Because we all know we target the market and we have to follow the demand for us to be able to have a sufficient supply. In this space today, we see the convergence of innovation. If you've taken time to move around the stalls that have been occupied, there's a lot that the farmers have to share. At least I did in the morning. Knowledge exchange, please use this opportunity to learn from the farmers. I call them the moving encyclopedias. Let's not undermine them because we think they work with dirt, but because they are very, very humble and yet with a lot of knowledge. And then the partnerships that are here. I don't think there's an organization in Uganda that brings together all value chain actors in one roof. So use this opportunity. It's not a mistake that we have KCCA here, because as long as you want to trade in Kampala, you have to go through KCCA. It doesn't make any essence for you to go and establish your business if you have not gone to URSB to understand what is it that you need, what license do you have to pay, how is your name structured, and all those other things. Ministry of Trade, if you want to go to export, you also need to pass there and have a bit of a discussion. We also have processors and exporters. So please, let's tap within these available opportunities. This expo provides an opportunity to showcase the many successful agroecology entrepreneurship enterprises that are contributing to sustainable development and the overall GDP of Uganda. It's a platform to highlight new market opportunities, because we believe you and I can be a potential market, to explore innovative business models that Pelham is promoting, but also that our members and partners are having to showcase today. And most importantly, to strengthen the networks that will make these enterprises resilient, scalable, but also sustainable. Uganda, we have a tendency to say that no, it's rare to have a business succeed for more than a year. And we want to demystify this, that in Uganda we can, as long as you're doing agroecological businesses. We know that in today's world, partnerships are the backbone of most success. The agroecology entrepreneurs here today rely on a diverse set of partnerships to succeed, whether with fellow farmers, agro-processors, researchers, consumers, also policymakers. As we seek to grow and develop sustainable market systems, we must focus on building stronger linkages between all actors within the value chain. I want to express my heartfelt appreciation to all our partners and sponsors who have made this event very, very possible. Your commitment to agroecology and sustainable markets is deeply appreciated, and together we can drive the change we want to see in Uganda's food systems. As we begin today's Expo, I encourage you to make the most of this opportunity to interact and look at all the available stalls. Let's engage in meaningful discussions that we've prepared today. We have business clinics outside. Let's try to participate in all these, building lasting partnerships and continue to champion the movement towards sustainable agroecology entrepreneurship. I wish all of us a productive and inspiring Expo 2024. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you've heard Mrs. Luyimba's when she was giving us her speech, she told us that it has been 3 years of working throughout this journey. And there must be, in those 3 years, a story to tell in terms of success and challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to give our ear on such a story. And allow me to invite Mr. Joseph Talemwa to give us that kind of story about the success and the challenges, because we know 3 years down the road, there must be a story to tell. And if Mr. Joseph Talemwa is around, you can come and give us your remarks as we start up our day. Thank you so much.
I have about 5 minutes or so to give a highlight of the AMASE that happened last year, especially focusing on lessons that we learned. Allow me to take you through what we noted last AMASE and some of the updates on the action points that we undertook, but also that we are undertaking. So the 2023 Agroecological Market Systems Expo was a key event that brought together agroecological entrepreneurs, territorial markets actors, policymakers, financial institutions, and a number of stakeholders to advance agroecological and sustainable food systems in Uganda. The Expo focused mainly on fostering market linkages, advocating for policy reforms, enhancing entrepreneurial skills, and increasing public awareness of agroecological products. Because I think one of the discussions we have been having in our committee and the program is that not many people, especially who are not in our circles of agroecology, most of them don't understand what we are talking about. And so one of the things we are looking at in the recent AMASE was that we build or we raise more awareness about the agroecological products amongst the other population. So key themes included financial inclusion, capacity building, youth and women engagement, market access, and sustainability. The event set the stage for continued growth and collaboration amongst actors, with action points identified to guide the future efforts. Yeah, so those are some of the things that we looked at. How do we continuously engage youth and women? I think globally it's an issue. Some people seem to think that youth are shunning agriculture for some other activities. And so last time we were trying to find out what exactly is happening with youth in agriculture? Is it true that they're actually shunning out the sector? But if it is true, then what should we do? And so we have some action points in that regard. So the following will provide updates on these action points, incorporating some of the achievements and challenges. So one, we are looking at market development and financial inclusion. That's one of the areas that we looked at in the recent AMASE. And here the action point was we needed to foster strong linkages between agroecological entrepreneurs and financial institutions to improve access to finance, but also including loans and credit, particularly for the youth agro-entrepreneurs. That has been, I think, a story everywhere. That whereas you have a number of financial institutions, maybe the discussion is different when you go to actually get the real money from them. And so we are trying to look at how is that a challenge, but also how do we address that challenge, especially for the youth whom we all know that they have limited access to special collateral. Maybe whose a bit of integrity to some financial institutions is lacking. And so we want to see how do we tackle that. Because if we are to continue motivating youth to engage in agriculture or in agribusiness, they must access finance to be able to advance their business. And an update on that action, the committee, we have done significant efforts to engage the financial institutions to be able to work with these youth. And a case in point, we have Shona. Do we have anybody from Shona? Yes, she's up there. Then we have Lutko. Then we have also engaged insurance institutions, and we have also engaged the Uganda Development Bank. So this, we are going there as PERAM because some of these institutions, they believe, they trust, they know that once PERAM says something, maybe there's some bit of a truth. And so as the PERAM, we've been able to reach out to these institutions, and the discussions with some of the youth is really ongoing on well. That's why we're able to have people like Shona exhibiting today. Recommendations for nurturing relationships with banks and using small business recovery funds, we are also highlighted. But also to note that there are also many agroecological entrepreneurs that are still not bankable due to lack of formal registration and financial literacy. That's also one of the challenges that we highlighted. That whereas, as the PERAM, we are trying to put the banks to come and work and give some money to the youth, that some of our businesses are not bankable. We do not have clear records. We are not even registered. And so, whereas we lure the bank or the financial institution to work with us, nobody most likely will give you finance if you are not even registered. Okay, I think as also as a committee, but also as PERAM, I think we have also something we are doing to ensure that all the members and all the stakeholders that are producing products following the principles of agroecology can be supported to have their businesses registered. So the second area we looked at last year was skills development and capacity building. And here the action was enhance the skills of agroecological entrepreneurs through targeted business clinics and training sessions focused on business planning, marketing strategies, and financial management. This has been a challenge, especially some of us who were trained in agriculture. I think a lot of training has been on increased production, increased productivity. But then a lot of efforts has been put on actually marketing. And I normally tell people that marketing is the lifeblood of any successful business. It does not matter whether you learned marketing or not. Everybody of us must be able to market our products, market our services. And so that's also one area that we looked at last AMASE. But also an update in that area is that we have held a number of business clinics focusing on high-level marketing skills, branding, and packaging, with the participants being guided on effective product packaging and labeling. Since then, we have been conducting such skills so that our entrepreneurs are able to know how to market, how to put their products in the market. They're able to know how to brand their product. Packaging is a whole issue. At the times when you look at some of the packagings of our products, then you even say, yes, maybe these buyers are wise to go and buy products that are not agroecological. But I want to report that today, as you move around, you'll be able to notice that there's an improvement from last year at AMASE, because most of the youth have been able to be trained in branding, in marketing, in labeling, and so forth and so on. So during the 2024 bootcamp, the agroecological entrepreneurs received advanced training in business planning, value addition, product certification. Additionally, specific training sessions on branding and packaging for national and international markets were also provided to improve product marketability. It's the same area. We have been doing a lot of lead training, branding, and also certification. I think we're also trying to work with the UNBS to see how do we best certify some of our products. So we looked at the issue of the policy advocacy. And here the action was, we needed to advocate for supportive policies to reduce barriers to agroecological entrepreneurship, including the need for affordable certification process and fair trade policies. And an update in this area, policy dialogues, especially during the and the third convening emphasized the need for agroecological entrepreneurs to have better access to certification standards, such as those by the Ghana National Bureau of Standards. However, certification remains expensive and challenging for especially small-scale producers, which continues to be a big barrier. I think this is something that we all agree, especially if you are in a business of adding value and or processing your products. The issue of certification from our colleagues in UNBS is really a little expensive. But as the committee, as the PELAM, again, I also have to report that we are not seated. We have had endless meetings, and we are not about to give up to ensure that, especially if it is possible with the agencies, maybe they could give a priority to the products that are produced following the principles of agroecology. Because we are saying, yes, we are actually supporting you as UNBS because we are keeping people healthy. These are people that are buying the products because we are giving them good food. We are sustaining the environment. And so, whereas you have your own issues, give us a leeway to be able to have fair rates when we are presenting our agroecological products to be certified. We are still leading the discussion, but yes, some products are really getting certified, but it is still really expensive. Then we had an issue on networking and collaboration, and one of the action point here was we need to strengthen partnerships and networking among agroecological entrepreneurs, territorial market actors, and other stakeholders to foster collaboration and market development. Yes, I've heard some people saying your network is your net worth, that your network is your net worth. Maybe true, maybe not. But also what we believe in as a committee, as a PELAM, that for us to be able to get better markets for our products, local markets, international markets, we have to do a lot of networking. Okay, and I think that's why most of you are actually here to network and know what your neighbors are doing, what you can buy from them, what you can supply to them. And so an update is that we have had a number of networking sessions and collaboration that further strengthened during the events such as the third convening of agroecological entrepreneurs. We have had a number of networking dinners, boot camps, and also the 2024 Harvest Man Expo, and many other events. And I think what we are doing so much is to support a number of entrepreneurs to be able to attend a number of exhibitions, whether they are directly organized by PERAM or whether they're organized by any other players, as long as we are sure that you can be able to network and get contacts, supply the products, supply the raw materials, or to buy from. We have been able to support most of you to be able to attend such. And we continue playing for us so that we get enough resources to be able to support most of you for these upcoming events. Then the other point, the second last, I think, is youth engagement and entrepreneurship. An action here was to increase youth participation in agroecology and entrepreneurship by creating more opportunities for training, mentorship, and showcasing successful business models. An update here is we have engaged youth, especially we want even to make this even a major focus in 2024, but also years ahead. The 60% of the participants in the various activities right now and even in the future, as a committee, we have agreed that 60% must be youth. So if you're moving around and see most of the stalls, the exhibitors, youth, that if you support youth to engage in agripreneurship, to engage in agroecology, most of them need to be brought to such events. So these young entrepreneurs have been provided with mentorship on business opportunities in agroecology, linking agroecology, agritourism, and accessing markets. Okay, there are quite many businesses that we are linking youth to. If you want to understand more about agro, but also as an organization, Agrotourism Association that I lead, yes, we do that agrotourism as an enterprise, but also we provide a number of markets for a number of products, especially those that are produced by the youth. Then we had another action, or another area of concern in market access and certification. So the action was address challenges related to market access and certification by promoting participatory guarantee systems and third-party certification for cross-border trade. An update in this area is the importance of participatory guarantee systems was emphasized, but the high cost of third-party certification continues to be a barrier for many agroecological entrepreneurs. The 2024 convenings and dialogues continue promoting PGS, participatory guarantee systems, and highlighted the growing need for affordable certification solutions. While certification demands have been deteriorated, the high cost and the complex procedures remain key barriers for many entrepreneurs. I think that's what we've been really emphasizing. Not only UNBS, but most of the certification levels, the procedures, but also the costs that are involved. For lack of better words, they're expensive. But also, lay your fears that as the committee, as the PERAM, we are not seated. I want to keep on emphasizing this, that we are doing anything possible, engaging various stakeholders to be able to make ways much easier in as far as certifying the products of especially agroecological entrepreneurs is concerned. And so if you are producing agroecological entrepreneurs, maybe in a very near future, if the other colleagues are paying maybe X, maybe you'll be able to pay X minus Y. So the second last point we looked at last time was public awareness and promotion. And the action here was we need to increase public awareness of agroecological products and markets through targeted campaigns and exhibitions. As I mentioned earlier on, the committee, the association, we noted that whereas we go and make noise and campaign and talk about agroecology, talk about good food, some people think good food is chips in certain restaurants. That's some of the information that we got. And so we felt it's really very, very important that we go and increase the awareness, especially of the public, of people who are not farmers, of people who are not here, people who are not members of PERAM, even those who don't know anything to do with PERAM. We felt it is important that we have to continuously increase or improve the awareness, especially about agroecological products.
After hearing such a wonderful speech from Mr. Taremwa, it drives us to put a reflection on what happened on the previous expo that we had last year. We were in the same place here, and I'm sure some of the faces that I've seen, they were here last year, and we need to listen to another inspirational voice to give us what he has so far gained from the previous expo to date. I'm sure this man or this voice gave us a challenge, not only to think about the resilience and how to tackle the challenges, but even to put into considerations or to put in action what we have learned in such gatherings. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite Mr. Busenzi Daniel from the Damasco Organic Farmers Group.
Very much, Mr. Katamba. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Busenzi Daniel Lutaya. I'm from Damasco Organic Farmers Group, located in Wachiso District, Namaimba Town Council. We are a group of organic farmers comprising of the old and the young, both ladies and gentlemen. We started way back in the first AMASE, and we are a group of farmers who are practicing organic agriculture, of which we are mentored by PERAM. After our group started with PERAM when they were implementing the agroecology project, and we have come as far as this stage of having a product that is already on the market. When we are starting, our farmers used to think that we didn't have any effort of doing anything as far as agriculture is concerned. But they kept on encouraging us, they kept on mentoring us, and building the capacity of the farmers to an extent that now, at this time, we are here to give our testimony. Damasco Organic Farmers, we also have a company which is owned by the farmers called Damas Okra Beverage Limited. It's a registered company that produces Damas Okra Beverage. I know most of you have taken Damas Okra Beverage. Damas Okra Beverage is a blend of okra, rosemary, and stevia. Why we came up with that product is that we used to grow the okra and we are selling it to other people who are processing other products. But when PERAM came in, they introduced the trainings of product development, of which we also gained. We got interested in having something produced by the farmers. So we came up with the product, and they brought different trainers who trained us on how to produce the products. So the first AMASE, we came here and we only came with our products, of which we are packed in boveras. But when we came here, we found different exhibitors, and they had their nice products, well packaged, well branded. So we went back and we discussed as the farmers, what else can we do to improve our products? So we copied some of the things that we saw from the other farmers, and I really thank PERAM and other partners who have helped us to come this far. Because we really learn a lot when we come here. The way how people exhibit their products, the way how people talk to the customers, we have learned a lot. We really learn a lot. I learn a lot from so many people. I learn a lot from there's LCM. I learn a lot from LCM. There's Memago. I learn a lot from Memago, the way how they brand their products. So it keeps on inspiring us to do more. The sky is no longer our limit. So I thank you for this opportunity. I thank you very much, PERAM Uganda, for having brought us this far, and we know that we are also going very far. Thank you very much. I remain Busenzi Daniel Lutayo, a farmer.
And remember, we are here to network, to learn innovations, and even to collaborate with others.
So please, everyone who is still outside there, you can come and have your working tea here, and we go into our next session. Mchala Ruth Nabagala is going to take us in that session with the AFSA team. So we need to have quite some good time, and we see what they are going to present to us. Madam Nabagala, you can get closer so that we start off this session.
How many of you are part of the Agroecological Entrepreneurship Platform in Uganda? Okay, let's stand up. The ones that are part of the Agroecological Entrepreneurship Platform in Uganda. And you receive communications on WhatsApp. That's wonderful. You're just a few of you. That means that we have more agroecological entrepreneurs present than the ones that are part of the platform in Uganda. That means that a lot of work needs to be done in ensuring that the rest are able to join the platform. And the reason why we are building such platforms in every country, we believe that in advocacy, more voices are stronger than one voice. So the more you're together, the more opportunities to be had, the more opportunities you can receive. So that's why we are looking at building platforms of agroecological entrepreneurs, because as we will see in the next exercise that we are going to do, it's very important to know what you need and present your needs to any platform as a group instead of as individuals. So for that matter, I want to ask a question, but I need someone who has buzz cards. Who has buzz cards? Is it Sharon? Okay, Sharon, please, I need you to hand out the pink buzz cards to those who are part of the platform, the agroecology platform. So please stand up once again. Please write on the buzz card, since you've been part of this platform since 2023, what have you benefited from the platform? What has been your benefit from the agroecology entrepreneurship platform since 2023? So we are going to collect the buzz cards later, so please think about it. If the benefit is tangible and very clear, that's what we would love to hear from you. You will get an opportunity to share. We will give you an opportunity to share what you've benefited from being part of this group, the Agroecological Entrepreneurship and Territorial Market Platform.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mangusha. I work with Joint Effort to Save the Environment, and I belong to the MBD thematic area for Pelham. But also, I'm an agroecological entrepreneur. So the challenges that I face, one is the proper researched, proven products to use while doing the business, mostly in the line with input, the production input during the farm activities. And the second one is awareness of the consumers. So consumers are not aware of what they're supposed to consume, and sometimes they take all the products in a general way. Thank you.
So some of the challenges that we are facing, my name is Dorina Swa, and I'm a yearly alumni. I run an initiative called Ritescom Research Agribusiness. One of the challenges that we currently face is one, lack of information, the knowledge that we need to implement into our activities, and then also there is a competition from NADS. We see NADS coming up with a lot of different products, and then we find ourselves competing with them, and then coming to them, it becomes really, really a challenge. Then also the lack of agroecological seeds. For instance, there is no availability of some seeds, let's say the maize, and then other seeds that we could use into our agribusiness. And then the climate change. We see climate is really changing each and every day. When it's hot, our crops get affected. When it rains, especially in the eastern part of Uganda, you find out that all the crops are being damaged. And then there's persistent pests and diseases, you know, like the seasons where the pests and diseases are very high, and trying to get probably how to mitigate them, it also becomes a challenge. So those are some of the challenges that we're currently facing. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I am Helen Keti Achame Lungat. I work for Northeast Chili Producers Association. We are based in Lira, and we produce so many value chains. We have chili, coffee, cashew nuts, chia. We always call ourselves the 4 Cs. One of the challenge that we have faced is, I think, one of it all is a limited knowledge. There are very few people out there with the knowledge on agroecology, especially when it comes on entrepreneurship. We have a market problem that most of our things, as we produce them, we really find that the market is still a big challenge. We have the challenge of inputs that we need to utilize. And then also still practices on agroecology are still limited to both farmers and even extension workers. I should mention this. And also we don't have, for now, we don't have real standards for agroecological, because it's very difficult to do some of the standards that we need to use, much as we have the organic bill, which is being processed but not yet passed into law. But I think still there's still a lot to do with the standards. Maybe UNBS will correct me later if they have already developed some of the standards for our agroecological products that we produce. Most of our farmers still have negative attitude in some areas because they are already used to, they like spraying. They say, how do I keep weeding when I can spray and plant my product very fast? Thank you so much. If you want chili powder, you want cashew nuts, you want coffee, you can contact me.
This challenge of certification processes. Certification is really a biggest challenge to most of the agroecological farmers. One, it could be the price. Two, the time it takes for the product to meet the what? Or to reach the market.
So my major problem is we are facing a challenge of same pricing costs of eggs. Now take it for example, local birds and exotic birds, but the same tray, same amount, and of which they have a slow growing rate. So that could be something that we really need to look into. And maybe if we can access the laboratories whereby we can weigh the different nutrient contents that are in different eggs of different birds. Thank you. That's my major challenge.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Elizabeth Kabakoyo. I'm the founder of Glow Solutions. We are producing eco-organic fertilizer. One of the challenges that we are facing is finance access to scale up the agroecological enterprises. True, there are some finance departments that can give us resources for financing, but you find that they are setting the bar high. To use this moment, it's going to be fast and hectic, but we are going to try to find a direction in this moment. Very short, we are going to do a bit of group work. We are going to divide ourselves in groups. Even if you're not an agroecological entrepreneur, you can be involved and support the platform. And we are going to do very short exercises. Yes, thank you very much. So the first exercise is going to divide us into 5 groups. We are going to divide and just use your neighborhood, right? So we are going to have 5 groups. And those 5 groups, we are going to just, what's the vision for the Ugandan agroecological entrepreneurship? What is it that we want to achieve? We've had some of the challenges we are facing. So as a movement in Uganda,
as a Ugandan agroecological entrepreneurship movement of about 100, I think, and 15, what do we want to see in the next 5 years that the movement has achieved? I want a dream. What's that dream? In the next 5 years, 5 to 10 years, where do we want to be as a Ugandan movement? And I want us to be divided in 5 groups. You can step away, come up with one simple statement each group. Let's listen to it. Is that doable? One statement, one simple statement, one dream. It doesn't have to be perfect in English. In fact, it can come back in Luganda or Acholi or whatever. We shall get interpreters. But what's the dream if we are a movement of agroecological entrepreneurs in Uganda and territorial markets? What is it that we want? Where do we want to see ourselves in the next 5 to 10 years? Every single person who is going to present on behalf of the group, please come. We have 5 groups.
Our vision for Group 1 is ensuring food security by empowering small-scale farmers and marginalized groups for future generations. Yes, that is our vision. That is our dream for Group 1. Thank you.
Group 5, our vision is to have a manageable certifying process of agroecological products to ease trade. Now, I've had everything here, and I think it's perfect that the last person. One of the biggest challenges is the certification of the products. And we are having very many bodies. So what we want to see in 5 years is these different certifying bodies come together, form a system whereby a farmer is not going to have to be in discussions with this body today and then thinks that they are going to move forward, but finds another block with another body tomorrow, who they actually didn't know that they exist until a certain point of trade that they got interfered with. So that is what we want to see.
Yeah, this is going to be a general comment from the presentations and based on the research we have been doing. So basically, I believe that for all those goals to be achieved, one thing has to be in key. There has to be a consumer. For the consumer to exist, there has to be a producer. And the producer to produce, he has to know where to sell. The most important thing, like from what our group said, if we can have each household be agroecological enabled, and they know that my neighbor is going to buy my product, trust me, once the neighbor knows the product is organic and healthy, the issue of certification won't be a big problem, because that money they get from that premium price will be able to cover all those issues. Yeah.
There has to be that difference, that you're living a more healthy life, you're not going to the hospital. And if it is clearer for us, then it is easier to speak it out in action. Agroecology is actually action-packed. And it is equally a war, because there are so many synthetic products out there. So you have to know your niche, and you have to speak it, and you have to act it, and it starts with you on the table. What are you eating at your own home?
And also how it benefited me, it has inspired me to do more in my agroecological business. But also, this platform has created visibility for our agroecological products.
I've been able to build a strong network, and through that, of course, I've known how to brand my products. For example, you can see on this on this store, they are well branded. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. My name is Mwangusha. And for me, I've gained agroecological market understanding quite oftenly and more. Then the agroecological product development, that is my uptake from the platform, but also knowledge in quality and management. So it's been key for me. Thank you.
What I benefit on the platform of agroecological entrepreneur connection. Last week, I got an opportunity, and I invited to join to participate in the Homeland Organics of Mr. Julius. On that event, I got a customer from Kasambia, that side in Mubende, who can buy in wholesale my products. We have coffee products there, Chiganda coffee. So I got that opportunity. Now I'm going to start supplying that guy in Kasambia. So that is it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Josephine Hilda from ESAF Uganda. And what we've benefited from the platform, we've gotten access to market information and market opportunities for small-scale farmer products for the farmers we are working with, whereby just of recent, someone contacted us and wanted to collaborate with us so that we set up a stall in Nalia Market.
So you see that within a short time, which is 1 year, there are a number of benefits. So imagine if we put a lot of effort into this platform, if we take advantage of the platform, if we create a vision and a direction that we are going, we shall benefit a lot more, right? Okay, now with that, I would like to hand over back. Thank you very much, everyone.
AMASE, the Agroecological Market Systems Expo, is very key for a country like Uganda, for Africa in general, but for a country like Uganda. Why? Agroecological enterprises are businesses that are set to look beyond profit, to focus on return to the community, to focus on environmental stewardship, to focus on food sovereignty, ensuring that our indigenous foods are maintained and kept, security for seed is maintained. So these are the businesses that are brought up with such principles in mind. Now, AMASE brings all agroecological entrepreneurs and territorial market leaders that are focused on agroecology and agroecological production and marketing. When they come together, they get to network, to share information, to do business to business, connect each other. An example is when input people get to connect with farmers who produce and sell. Processing people get suppliers who are farmers. So this is a platform where a very rare business in Uganda comes together and they are able to really connect and find their own platform, their own cocoon where they can interrelate. But today, what we were trying to get as the forum was try to find a strategic direction for the forum. The forum is the Uganda Agroecological Entrepreneurship Platform. So we were trying to get the strategic direction. What is our vision as agroecological entrepreneurs in Uganda? What is it that we want to achieve as a platform, as a forum? What's our vision? What's our objective? What activities or strategies do we want to implement within the next 5 or to 10 years? What is our leadership structure? How do we strengthen ourselves to be able to move the movement that is agroecological entrepreneurs in Uganda? So that has been done, it has been started, and it will be continued to strengthen the forum. Many of these entrepreneurs have the passion to run such very holistic businesses, but they don't have the capacity to market, the capacity to manage the businesses, so they are asking for capacity building opportunities. know that they already have built themselves as bodies, as a very clear body of many people. So any support that is coming will be easy because they are easy to mobilize, they are easy to energize, they are easy to motivate because they are really a big platform. In Uganda, it is a platform of over 115 agroecological entrepreneurs. So that is a very, very good way that you can really come and support through the areas that they've highlighted for the day.
I want us to go into the next session. It will be having quite a number of things. We're going to have the launch of the Uganda Agroecological Entrepreneurship and Territorial Market Actors Forum. And we are going to also to have the opening remarks from our guest of honor, that is Mr. Abitekanisa. And we shall have a group photo. Then after a group photo, our guests will move around the stalls to see what Ugandans have as far as ecological conservation is concerned. With this kind of words, allow me to welcome Minister, the one on behalf of the Minister, Johnson Abitekanisa, Commissioner, Business Development and Quality Assurance in the Ministry of Trade, to give us your opening remarks for this wonderful event.
It's okay. Thank you, the moderator, for this event, and thank you, Pelham, for inviting us to this event. As I thank you, I also thank except I'm saying when she's already moving away. She's one of the activists I like interacting with whenever there are issues to do with the food. She's usually passionate, the former Honorable Minister for Agriculture. But I know she has been with you, but only to recognize that she's very passionate about issues to do with food. I bring you greetings from the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives. I know they were, when we received the invitation, it met with a few other issues where the minister was supposed to be. Not that he's thinking this is not a serious event, because we are holding it dear to have such kind of partnership in this space, but he could not be here. Among the people they introduced, there are a few others from the ministry we have come with that were not introduced. We have Mr. Oketayot Okema, who is a senior officer responsible for training and business skills development. We have Onguramong Chris, who is a senior officer responsible for marketing promotion. The one they read, Amos Nyanga, is the principal officer for training and business skills development. Ladies and gentlemen, we hold partnership in this space very dear, because at the end of the day, the way you do things has an effect on what this nation has to achieve. You have heard this nation saying that we are going to the strategy of the tenfold of economic growth. And so the people to make sure that we achieve that are yourselves. And you being in agriculture, you see, we are looking at agriculture, tourism, manufacturing, and development of minerals. And now for you, you are in one of these spaces which is set to change the mindset of the people in the way they do their things. And even if we have not yet gone through, sitting around you, we are already seeing you going into value addition, you're already branding, and that means there are certain things that you need to take care of and be mindful as you do your activities. Ladies and gentlemen, I would want to emphasize a few things. One of the biggest challenges as we go into improving agriculture has been the issue of land management. I know for some of you who are keen on what is happening in the country, our president is trying to promote the 4-acre model. And I know in trying to maintain the type of activities you are in, most people are still doing it on a smaller scale. But the way we use that land is very important, not to create a situation where we shall be a risk to the environment. I might have heard somebody talking about the use of chemicals. Just this morning, one of the people I'm working with on something, he told me, no, if we have to go into planting this, we need to spray such that we don't have to wait for the planting process. And yet he was saying, when we spray, we must wait for another week for the grass to dry before we do what we want to do with that land. And at the end of the day, after one season, you see the type of plants or things that are growing in that land. So at the end of the day, what are we getting to? I would want to encourage ourselves that we need to be mindful. On the other hand, at times I take it to be a point of laziness or a point of awareness. People say, we don't want to put a lot of energy digging. Let's put only one person to do the spraying. In 1 hour, he will be through with the 2-3 acres. But at the end of the day, the impact will get a different one. Now that you have agreed to be in this space, please help this nation to get out of there. Not forgetting that you could have noted that this country has at certain point also done a self-limitation on export of certain crops because of the way the people handle the horticultural products. But at least when we tried to put that control, people started to learn to manage on the way they are using chemicals. But still, we are not yet there. We are not yet to the best. The other issue is the issue of standards as you go into value addition. I'm happy that our colleagues from the National Bureau of Standards are here. And at times, some of you people fear to get to them thinking that it's going to be hard. I heard somebody talking about the issues of access to these services. Even when on the government side systems are being improved, you will find people are not wanting to get there. And I think we should continue to create awareness to the people to know which products need mandatory certification, or those products, even when it doesn't need mandatory certification. Ladies and gentlemen, each of us need quality food on our table. And in that process, our ministry has also worked with the various other stakeholders to come up with how we can scale up the eating of nutritious and quality food. And we are trying to see how we put interventions for scaling up nutrition in this country. So ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to emphasize that also, but also to emphasize on product diversification. You can't say that I'm growing maize alone in a home and you think it will be sustainable. We're not only looking at how we feed our stomachs, we need also to get to the market. And the market needs quantity and quality and consistency of supply. So ladies and gentlemen, those are issues we need to look at. The other thing that we shall need to emphasize is the issue of how we aggregate. And aggregating our products also requires to look at the issues of storage. How are we considering the issues of storage as individual farmers and also as groups? How are we looking at doing value addition? Are we still going as individuals, or we can still go as farmers in the same area to achieve that? Now, while we are achieving all of that, ladies and gentlemen, I have noted in the last maybe 2-3 hours, you have tried to look at the issue of how you can organize yourselves. But as we come out with that, the issue of governance is very important. Whatever institution you come up with, you need to take care of how it's governed. Is it increasing any cost on a person? Or it only requires this person to have the trust and the confidence in the leaders? But if you have to be a leader who is going to be trusted, then we should pick out champions for whatever we have been discussing. So ladies and gentlemen, while I had seen people who had volunteered to be leaders, when you decide to be a champion of something, you must take a step to ensure that you are starting something and making sure that it goes up to the end. So that's why I would want to advise that as you think about this, look at the champions for this. I know Pelham will be can be a convener, but Pelham will not be everywhere where you are. So can you have champions in those various areas? I have seen the partnership with the other institutions, like the religious institutions, and for them, they are guided also in a different form, but we thank them that they are also beginning to think in the direction of creating wealth. And I have usually told people, which I think I should emphasize with you, that trade is a religious issue, is an economic issue, is a security issue, it's also a gender issue. So if our colleagues in the religious fraternity also join hands, while you earn more money, even on Sunday when they say, bring something in the church basket, you will not only have the coins in your pockets to give, you will give better. So ladies and gentlemen, I think those are issues we need to look at. However, before I conclude, whatever you have been doing falls and requires serious business development services along the value chain. Except I may be quick to say that as a ministry, we are trying to encourage people not to have motivational speakers for business development services delivery providers. I think you are beginning to get those challenges somewhere. You get a motivational speaker, and to me, we have found that some of those motivational speakers, out of his story of 3 pages, the 3 paragraphs in each of the pages are removed. So you don't end up earning enough. So can we find a way of enhancing the business development services we offer? And for this, it's not only about record keeping, business plans, and financial management. It's even on how you are picking on what you are going to use the money for. Government has put in place various interventions to enable money to reach the people. But I can tell you, even people who have accessed money at UDB, which is a lot of money, they are again coming to us to say, how can you help us to manage our businesses better? When at the beginning they were saying our problem is money. Now the money was given. The money is becoming a problem to their what? To their throat. So, even us who are around this room, while to say the word that there is no finances is very easy, but how do we access it? How do we prepare ourselves to access this money? But even when you put your money into something, how have you marketed it? This morning I was having somebody who was reminding me of how he was supplying a supermarket somewhere. But he was supplying yogurt. And he said that when that supermarket closed, he had not been paid for about 2 years. He said, yes, you are selling yogurt to a supermarket, which is a fast-moving good. Yogurt has a very short shelf space. You either have sold it, meaning you should have paid me, or you have failed to sell it and I have returned stock. But the person says, by the time it closed, stock for about 2 years was not what? Paid for. What does that mean? Can our BDS also involve some level of marketing and negotiation? And the kind of markets we are accessing, the level of credit control we can have in our businesses. So, ladies and gentlemen, when I talk about that, I also say not every linkage is our market. So can we also scan out on our market linkages? Ladies and gentlemen, as I say all that on behalf of my minister, I know he also had a role to launch the platform. But as I said a few minutes ago, the existence and the survival of this platform will depend on you who are the participants in it. How you trust one another, how you create ways. I listened into the discussions of how the committees are coming up. Don't have a committee for everything. You will find that a committee here and a committee there will begin clashing. But think through these committees and ensure that the platform you are putting up, you also have something you are adding to the platform. By the way, this is the third. Some of you participated in the first Market Expo. Some of you were here last year in the Expo. You are here now. What is it that you are bringing around the table? Is it that you only come and show us how you can mingle good color? Or the other members of the platform can learn something from you? I would encourage that as you get out of here, bring something around the table and you will be able to learn from the others. For wealth creation and employment creation, especially for the youth. I thank you very much for God and my country, but he's about to give me a microphone again and also guide me on how he would want this launched.
And I'd like to invite the board chair and even our country director to gracefully take part of this event. And other partners, I'll be calling them one by one to also mark the launch.
So may I use this opportunity to launch the Uganda Agroecological Entrepreneurs and Territorial Markets Actors Forum for God and my country.
We can have the signing. As the country director is appending her signature, I'd also like to invite KCCA to come. We're going to be having 2 photos from here. One when we're having our launch board, and then another one we shall not be having that launch board.
This establishment and launch of the Agroecological Entrepreneurs and Territorial Market Actors platform is something that we feel is very, very vital for the entrepreneurs and territorial market actors to have a platform for a collective voice in order for them to advocate for favorable policies and practices that are favorable for their business. Apart from that, this forum is going to support more networking and independent movement and create an independent movement for the entrepreneurs to do so much even beyond what Pelham Uganda can provide.
So those ones with the stalls, after here you're going to go into your stalls and our guests of honor will be moving around to see what you have come to showcase today. I think that is enough.
I'm delighted and honored. I'm Esther Sebagala from Gades Organic Farm, Busunju. We have dealers in mushroom and mushroom value addition. Yes, we have different products made out of mushroom, and these guinuts are chinu guinuts, pounded using chinu and mixed with mushroom. We saw that it's very disturbing for someone to buy a separate thing, buying these mushrooms at the same time buying the guinuts. So we made it possible in one. We also have the mushroom soup, it's a starter. We have a curry powder still made out of mushroom. We have different wines. We have the mushroom wine alongside the mushroom juice because we saw the mushroom is rich in zinc and zinc is an immune booster. We have the Mulondo wine with the Mulondo juice. Mulondo is very good on fatigue. Mulondo is very good on appetite. It's very good on women with menstrual cramps, though it's also good for men in other different reasons. We also have hibiscus wine, and this is the red wine. It's very good and can be used in churches. And we also have the quail eggs alongside the quail egg powder. Yes.
Honey, pure organic, and this is from Highlands of Kigezi. If you have ever been there, really, you can see that we have a lot of honey, and which is purely organic. Even if you taste, you can see that it is very nice. Thank you. We also have cabbages. You know, in Kigezi, we are vegetable growers. So for us, what we do in cabbages, we do value addition. We dry them so that when you don't have what to put in, like beans, you also add.
At this third AMASE, there are so many activities taking place, like you can see. We have the pitching sessions. This year's AMASE is giving the entrepreneurs and territorial market actors have the chance to talk about their businesses, to seek for potential customers, to seek for potential partners that are going to help them develop their businesses.
The Market Garden app is like any other application, like the way you see WhatsApp, like the way you see Safe Border. It's an app that connects farmers and market women to their potential clients. If you are a farmer and you're looking for market, you can let us know and we will market your products. If you are a market woman and you have your products and you don't have market, access to market, you can let us know and we connect you. Thank you so much.
To the discussions, and I heard most of you have challenges in this particular area, and that's why I've come up specifically with it. I will take you briefly through what certification or product certification is. In a nutshell, product certification means you having this mark on your product. Okay. And how do you get it? It's a very simple process whereby you're required to have your business or company registered with Uganda Registration Services Bureau, URSB. You're supposed to have a company team from URA and the product label. Most of the MSMEs find it difficult to understand what that product label is, but it is literally that paper that has the product and manufacturer's information that you surround around your product. If it is a pre-printed label, then it is stuck on the pack. You don't have to insert a label, a separate label. It can be printed on that pack. So once you have those three, there is a fourth one, which I will not go into because it seems to be obvious, and that is what you call a process flow chart. This is our certification process flow chart. A process flow chart simply means your processes right from the raw materials to the finished products documented. So once you have those, the rest is done online. However, if you cannot manage that application online process, then you are free to visit our offices and we help you out. What are the benefits? Most of you consider the costs instead of considering the benefits. The word I've been listening around was it is an expensive process. It's not expensive. There is a specific arrangement for the micro, small, and medium enterprises. Those fees are subsidized. We have introduced what we call the digital conformity stamp. You pay per unit. If you are producing 1 tin of okra, you will pay 21 shillings for that tin, strictly. If you are like Movit, having 200 products, then you will pay bigger. That's the difference. So the issue of cost is now half solved. So the benefits, you'll have competitiveness in the market. You'll be able to access where we have put the administrative restrictions like supermarkets. I think most of you have experienced difficulties in accessing supermarkets because of that directive. But Once you have that Q mark, then you are free to walk into the shelves of any sale point. 2, trust, the customer trust of your product, which will increase your sales, and so many others.
Yes, our mandate is to ensure quality products and services, and also ensure a conducive environment or safe environment for that. So in relation to what PERAM is doing, that is agroecology, is basically to ensure that safe environment in crop, animals, and people. And that well aligns with our mandate. It's good for us to partner with PERAM, and we shall feed each other. We shall benefit from them by them organizing their members, and we certify them as a block. And also they will benefit from us because we shall offer them subsidized support, trainings, and many other support as a group. So really this event is so fruitful and promising for the future of our services as UNBS. Thank you.
There are so many sessions taking place right now, and these are majorly to support the agroecological entrepreneurs, build a strong platform for them to interact, create market linkages, as well as advocate for policies that are favorable for the agroecological businesses and territorial market development. We have organized business clinics, one that is hosted by Agrotourism Association, and another one by the Stanbic Bank Incubator. And within these business clinics, the entrepreneurs are getting enhanced with knowledge and skills on how to manage their businesses.
My name is Sheila Gawa. I'm the business manager at Stanbic Business Incubator. Stanbic Business Incubator is a subsidiary of Stanbic Uganda Holdings Company Limited, and we are privileged to be here today to attend this exhibition. So today we are here to talk through a business clinic where we'll be sharing essentials of how businesses should operate, what they should look out for as they go out into their operations, and how they can do better. Our focus is on building capacity for business operations. That means that we focus on getting the businesses to move from one stage to another simply through capacity building efforts of training, mentorship and coaching, and exposure visits to areas that they haven't really been to. Our second focus area is access to finance. So once the SMEs go through our programs, they do get access to financing opportunities that are available to us, of course, first beginning with credit from the bank, but also other grant opportunities from partners that we work with, like the Embassy of France in Uganda, USADF, to mention but a few. And the last one is access to markets, where we focus on getting these businesses to marketplaces like this and ensure that they are able to make a sale. We've also been able to take businesses that were part of that particular NISAT project to areas like France, and now they have their products on shelves which can be accessed by anybody around the world. Yeah, so thank you for this invitation, and we look forward to working together a lot more.
My name is Nasuga Josephine Hilda, the business development person from ESAF Uganda. We participated in the AMASE since it started, and this is our third time participating. And year by year, we go on benefiting from our participation. We've got different collaborations through our participation. We've got new market opportunities. We've got new partnerships. We are promoting sales for our products. The products I'm talking about are products from the Agroecology Business Hub, which is an initiative that markets small-scale farmer products, provides capacity, and provides credit to small-scale farmer enterprises.
Another issue that has come out from this year's AMASE is the issue of limited research for agroecological inputs. We have so many agroecology input dealers, but the level of the nutrients present in the different chemicals they are selling, in the different fertilizers and pesticides, is not yet known. So there is need to do collaboration with research institutions and universities to have research on the different products that are made. The issue of collaboration with different markets, we can see KCCA is here, and we are seeing how best to work together with the different territorial markets, especially those under KCCA, to see that we have agroecological produce also supplied in these markets.